All right. Good evening. Uh, as you can read from the title of my stream, I am just making a quick update on what happened here in Portugal and also in Spain and South France. Okay, these are official news. You can, if you by any accident you live here, or if you are able to read and understand Portuguese, you will see it in the news. Okay, just my cat coming in. And what happened was just this. Okay, there was some kind of tension spike in Spain. Okay, and when this happens, the systems, the networks, they automatically shut down to prevent any damages, both to the consumers in factories and domestic consumers, and to the network itself. Now, Portugal is connected to the electric network of Spain. Okay, and Spain is connected to Morocco and to France. And that's because the networks, sometimes Portugal sells to Spain, or when Portugal has an excess of energy, it sells it to Spain or it transfers it to Spain, and vice versa. And Spain does the same thing with Morocco and with South France. Okay, uh, during the day, what happened? Half a dozen idiots that panic, and another half a dozen idiots that were unable to have a simple radio to be updated on what it was happening. Because in most of the country there was absolutely no problems. Okay, of course we were without power, but there was also always power to the police, to the military, to the hospitals, to the essential service. Okay, and as soon as the power went out, slowly during the day, I don't know, about 2 hours or something like that, power began to be returned to the country. Okay, so uh, people should not panic from the start about this. No, some people here ran to the gas stations to fill up their cars. Some went to the supermarket to buy tin food and toilet paper. But luckily, most of these people, they were just a minority. Okay, you have to understand this. Okay, the subway in Lisbon was closed, but the police quickly went to the subway. They removed everyone from the inside of the subway to protect them, of course, and to make sure there was no panic. There was buses, there was boats that crossed the river Tejo, okay, Tagus. They kept on working, okay. The government took over the situation very quickly. They were always speaking with the Spanish PM. They were always speaking with everyone. Everyone was talking. Everyone, you know. I, I'll just explain to you this. Okay, we have uh, a dedicated system for communications of any needed services inside the state, like, excuse my allergies, like the police, like the firemen, like every essential force in the state. So the government, they were still meeting sorry, about an hour or two ago. The ministers, they all gathered, they took care of business. Simple as this. This was a nuisance. This was an issue that, like this, it hadn't happened for 20 years, I think. And 20 years ago, it was also partial. This one was a bit more complete. But you also have to understand one thing, okay? There were places that didn't even lose power, okay? And slowly, power began to be returned to the largest cities according to their proximity to power producing institutions like dams, like refineries, whatever. Do you understand? Okay. So people began to talk about uh, cyber attacks. They began to talk about a lot of shit. And right now, in this moment, and this is the official information from the government, okay? And remember this: the government also said that this is being or was already investigated by the secret police. We also have one, okay? Intelligence services. And there is up to this moment, there is just a moment, please. There is absolutely, absolutely no proofs, no, I don't know how to call them. There is no evidence that this was anything more than an accident. And the fact is that the energy is connected. Okay, in Portugal, for example, due to the geographical position, is can only be connected to Spain. Okay, we have the sea and we have Spain, and we also produce a lot of power, a lot of green energy from rivers, from the sun, from our power plants. We also have a couple of them. Right now, we don't have any coal power plants, but we do have some, I believe, one or two still with gas. Okay, but what I'm trying to say, and this is just a quick stream because I know just before I go to bed, I decided to make this one because I think it's important. I've just listened about an hour or something like that. I just listened to the PM explaining exactly what happened, and it is said, and with a lot of authority, that everything was taken care of. Okay, and everything was taken care of. But the essential, was it annoying to be all day without power? Naturally, it was. But it happens, and people have to calm down. We cannot begin to associate every event that happens to this entity or that entity or whatever. Okay? People start to make creating narratives of things that they should wait and listen and see. So right now, about 90% to 99% of the country has power, and until during the night, the rest of the country will have power again. Okay, so just a quick recap. What the government said is simply as this, and remember this: the Portuguese network, energy network, is connected with the Spanish. Just like, for example, France is connected to Germany and even to England. Okay, so this is absolutely normal because countries exchange energy. They even dump excess energy in each other's networks to spread it around. Okay, because energy production is a continuous thing if you don't know it. Okay, so Portugal is connected to the Spanish network, and the Spanish energy network is connected to Morocco and to France. There was a tension spike. That is the part that we still don't know. Why did that tension happen? But no one is talking about cyber attacks. No one is talking about absolutely none of that shit. They still do not know. They will investigate and then they will tell us. And they will really tell us, okay? This is normal. When that tension spike happened, to, to protect the energy distribution networks, to protect the entire energy of both countries, what happened? They shut down power to prevent this. And then, as soon as they detected the problem, the issue, they started taking care of it. And now, energy, if you don't know this, you also should know this. It's not as you cannot just click a switch and it's done. Okay? The coils, for example, if the coils are warm, it's easier to reinitiate the process. If they are cold, it's not. Okay? We are still in mild, and the weather now is already mild, but it's still cold. It's still not summer temperatures. Okay? It only began, I don't know, 2 days ago or something like that. So both in Portugal and Spain. So they had to slowly begin the process, beginning from those areas that were closer to places where energy is produced. Here in Portugal, for example, it's a dam called Dam Castelo de Bode, okay, and then we have a lot of dams all over the country, and we have I don't know, I said it, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 power plants, gas power plants, I believe, and that is it. Right now, almost the entirety of the country has power. So calm down. This isn't the end of the world. You know, it. I even listened to some American nut that was telling something about this being the beginning of the end of the world because the Pope had died and now the Antichrist is coming and whatever. People are fucking crazy. Okay, so just calm, calm down. Okay, I will keep on this. Tomorrow I will make another. I will drop a video or something talking about it, talking about what the PM here said. But right, right now, what the PM said was this: power tension in Spain. The networks had to be disconnected, and then they began to be reconnected again. Okay, have yourselves a great night. Sleep tight, and I will see you again. Okay?